Okay guys, so in the last episode we looked at some of the basic rotation um, code that we needed. In this episode we're going to make that a little more accurate, and we're going to speed up the rendering process. So yeah, we're going to make the rendering process look a lot smoother as well. So yeah, the first thing we need to look at is this idea of radians that I briefly mentioned in the last video. Um, in C sharp, when you do a cosine, where you would normally put an angle um, in degrees, in C sharp, it takes it as radians, which is another way of measuring the angles on a circle. So if I, it's very rough drawing, but yeah. So here we have 0 degrees, and it goes all the way around to 360 degrees. So if you go all the way around this way, you got 90 degrees there, 180, and then you got 270 here. But if you measured it in radians, you would have let me see, is it pi here, then you would have, no sorry, you'll have half pi, and here you would have pi, and here it would be yeah, it will be 3 pi over 2, and then this would be 2 pi. So basically, if you get let's say angle A, angle A, so you got A degrees and you want B radians. So B is pi over 180 times A. So that will give you B radians. So then if you want it the other way around, where you've got A radians and you want B degrees, B degrees, A radians, all I need to do is change this over, so it's 180 over pi. So that will be, that will be degrees, and that will be radians. So yeah, so we'll implement that into our code, which actually I've already done. So there we go, pi over 180. Alright, so that was our first one, pi over 180, and then to convert to degrees from radians, it's that 180 over pi. So that's pretty simple really. So we can go into these rotations, and we can just say t equals to rad t, and about yep. We can put it there, and we can put it there. So this will make our rotation a lot slower. Remember I said in the last episode that it was really quick. It's a lot slower now, so if we can increase the amount that we're rotating, see how low these numbers were? So if we just increase a couple of them by 1 degree a frame, it should make a bit more sense. Oops. Now that's making a lot more sense. So now what we want to do is speed up the rendering process. So what I'm going to do, okay, so if I go up to the top here and well, not quite there, over here, and add some doubles, cosine x, cosine x, comma, cosine y, comma, cosine z, comma, sine x, comma, sine y, comma, sine z. And then at the beginning of our paint we can actually set all those up. So cosine x equals math dot cosine 2 radians x rx, that's right. And then we can do that for the y and the z. And then we want the sine. There we go, that should do it. So then if we come down to these rotate methods, this is something else that I was messing with. It's not important anymore. There we go. So if we get rid of these 2 radians, we don't need that anymore. We don't need this anymore either. So then we want this to be cosine x. We want this to be sine x. We want this to be sine x. And we want, is that right? Yep. And then cosine x. So now we're going to have an error somewhere. There we go. That's okay though. Okay, that all seems good. So yeah, we'll do that, the same thing for this lot. So cosine y sine y sine y cosine y. So then here, cosine z, sine z, sine z, and cosine z. See how that goes. Okay, yeah. So now we don't need this. Because we've already done it. And what we're missing here. There we go. That should make sense now. And there we go. The rendering is a little bit quicker, and in the long run it makes a lot of difference. So what I'll do is I'll speed up the frame rate. I've got this system threading thread sleep just to make sure there's a little bit of time while it's all drawn to try and even things out a bit, but yeah, that looks a lot better to me. It's not perfect, but it doesn't need to be perfect, but it's good enough. So yeah, I think we've done quite a bit this episode to improve things a little bit. We've improved the speed, and we've improved the code a little bit. So yeah, thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for the next episode. I think now we've got all the basics set up, we can start getting a little bit more interesting with it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Please leave me a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos. Bye.